Hi, I'm Dr. Stephen Stosny, and I'd like to talk to you about how resentment, once it becomes chronic, leads almost inevitably to emotional abuse. Resentment rises from a perception of unfairness, not getting enough help, consideration, appreciation, praise, reward, or affection. You're getting something bad you don't deserve or not getting something good you do deserve. Resentment is in all relationships because they can't be completely fair all the time. There's too many demands on us in modern times. Now and then somebody has to carry more of a burden in a relationship. Now, in good relationships, those disproportionate burdens even out over time. So one partner's under stress and the other partner will give more than they get, but a few years later, it's completely reversed. In other words, the partners are there for each other when they need it. So the unfairness equals out. Now, another reason it's in all relationships is that they start out at a high level of interest, which has to wane. We can't sustain the kind of interest that we have when we're falling in love. There's too many other demands in life. We marry different temperaments. So temperamental differences are the cause of a great many fights in the second year of living together. And as a society, we're addicted to blame. The media is filled with it. Even natural disasters, they ask, who can we blame? Resentment builds under the radar. It's an automatic defensive reaction. We're unaware until it's reached an advanced state because we just feel like we're defending ourselves. We're not seeing the chronicness, or the chronicity, I should say, of the resentment. Now, how it grows. It blocks compassion for loved ones and justifies disregarding their feelings. And when that happens, it becomes self-regenerating. It grows on autopilot. It forms a self-linking chain of events that makes you look for things to resent. So you never get over anything you do resent, and you keep looking for new ones just because you don't want disappointment to sneak up on you. The brain will always anticipate bad news, because anticipated bad news is better than unanticipated bad news. When it's a surprise, it hurts more. It creates retaliation motives, which in turn creates retaliation motives in those to whom we retaliate. Makes sense, right? It starts a downward spiral of irritability, cold shoulders, anger, emotional shutdown, and eventually emotional abuse. That's trying to make someone feel bad about themselves or afraid, so they will do what you want. Now, early danger signs. Either you or your partner is irritated by things you used to like certain expressions, facial expressions, or verbal expressions, laughter, manner of dress, things you used to like now irritate you. There's less intimacy, talking, touch, hugging, eye contact, sharing experience, sex. See, intimacy requires letting down defenses, and resentment doesn't let you do that. Now, advanced danger sign is either partner is judging the other's perspective with no interest in learning more about it. So you make a snap judgment, usually even before there's any evidence, just based on your past experience, and you don't want to hear anything about it. And you're annoyed by the other's feelings. So if the other one feels bad or feels good, you find that annoying. Intolerant of differences. You must see things my way. That's how you get when you're resentful. Then the red zone, when it's on the precipice of emotional abuse, your partner pushes your buttons or hurts your feelings. It feels like you're sleeping with the enemy. Now, it's useful to think of resentment as the disease of the spirit. It makes you self-obsessed and unable to see each other's perspective. It cuts you off from your deepest values. No one had dreams or fantasies of falling in love and being resentful. Now, the crucial question to ask, when you're resentful, do you like yourself? It's very hard to like yourself when you're resentful. Whether or not the resentment is justified is immaterial. In fact, never ask if it's justified. You have a right to be resentful. But do you want to be? Do you like your life when you're resentful? To prevent abuse, and I'm saying this after going on 40 years of working in this field, you have to overcome resentment. Reclaim yourself by developing core value. Stay in touch with the most important things to you and about you. If you do that, you can't be abusive and you won't be resentful. You'll always try to improve rather than blame. And develop self-compassion. Focus on healing and improving. See, resentment is focused on blame and getting back at someone. Self-compassion is focused on healing and improving. And you really can't do both of those. You either blame or you heal and improve. Sympathize with your overwhelmed or hurt partner, not so much with the behavior, but with the vulnerability of feeling overwhelmed or hurt. And be the partner and parent you most want to be. No matter how much you disagree about facts or issues, you have to care about each other's feelings when you're in an intimate relationship. Those bonds are formed more with compassion than with love. Fast forward. On your deathbed, you won't think about your resentments. When you die and go to judgment, they won't ask you what your partner did.